So I'm here with Mrs. Tamika G. Anthony, the owner of Certified Registered Nurse Practitioner and IV Hydration Specialist, who recently announced the opening of a new comprehensive practice, Wellness Cube LLC. And we're also joined by international speaker, author, and minister Keisha Battle Houston of Wellness with Keish, who offers mental health coaching for youth, families, and adults for struggling with anxiety, depression, and relationship challenges. I mean, I think it's awesome what you ladies are doing. You're introducing Maryland's first Black woman-owned comprehensive care IV hydration and therapy practice. Can you talk about how that started?
Well, it started with my dream years ago. I guess as a child, I always wanted to help people. And the opportunity presented itself a year ago. So I built the practice and just hard work and dedication, Keisha and I connected, and we were able to build a wonderful, I want to say enterprise, because this is what it's getting ready to turn into, where we have a mental health component and a hydration component. And the reason why we're doing this is because I feel like mental health has a lot to do with just your overall body. So we are here to just first get the mind in sync. Once we have the mind in sync, we can let the body follow. So it's just like when people say, when you cut off the head, the body dies. If we get the head right, we can get the body right. So what I like to do here is focus on the hydration portion, because people are so dehydrated, whether it's through travel, through work, through exercise, or just not taking in enough water, period, or just medical conditions that cause dehydration. So we're here just to get people on the right path.
That's amazing. You mentioned mental health, and in the Black community, it seems like it's always been a stigma with mental health because, 25% of African Americans seek mental health treatment compared to like 40% of white Americans. Why do you think that is?
I think it's probably the access and resources to healthcare. So that's one of my passions, is to have access to healthcare. People just don't have it. If I could be that pillar or component of where they can get healthcare, that's my goal. So we're here to do that. We're in this community. I think in our building, we're like the only ones that do what we do. So we are excited about pushing forth and driving the force of just bringing people back into alignment. We want to start with the adults, because if we get the parents together, we can get the kids together. So that's our goal, because we can treat everybody from pediatric to geriatric, but we're starting with the parents, because that middle age group is what holds on to both sides. So we're working both of them. So
Keisha, that's your specialty because you work with the youth and mental health, and it seems like that's a very important field, especially today. We see youth suicide rates skyrocketing. Can you talk about that work and how you got into it?
well, I've been in it. Oh, go ahead, Keisha. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, like you said, I've been doing this for over 20 years, to be able to start out with the young people in the church and to be able to assess and, see what they're dealing with, how they're, grieving different, loss of family loved ones, dealing with peer pressure, whether it's gangs, whether it's, drug and addiction. So it started actually in the church, to be able to, work with our young people, work with the young adults. And I used to, teach Sunday school and teach, young adult classes. And then it's, yeah, kind of span into the community. And like Tamika said, to be able to help bridge that gap between the young adults, the young people, and their parents. So it was helping to be able to bridge that gap, to be able to have those workshops and one-on-ones, and then also family group. So I said, what I was doing was more so ministry, but then I decided, let me just try to, do a little bit more, and to be able to start as the mental health coach as well as life and relationship coaching. So, like you said, suicide rates are up, like you said, but our young people are struggling and they're wanting to become more and better. But like you said, there's just so much pressure out here to be, all that they can be. And being able to struggle with gender identity, struggle with family issues, trauma, and childhood, devastation. That's what we're all dealing with, and we all have something, like you said, to build upon that, but to be able to hold a standard and to be able to make an honest effort is my goal.
That's wonderful. Tamika, do you guys have any plans to open up facilities outside of Maryland? Because this seems like, a needed service, for the Black community and a lot of cities, beyond. where you live?
Absolutely. We absolutely are. We have a telehealth component right now. I'm not licensed in all states, but I am licensed in DC as well. So we are able to do telemedicine with our clients. Keisha is able to health as well with all of her clients. But right now we are going to expand. As soon as we get all the team members in play, we will be expanding our services. So it's just not here in Maryland, but it will be moving.
Yes, majority of my clients, said they can be out. I have international clients as well as throughout the US. So thankfully, technology is awesome to be able to talk to people. But like you said, that is one of the long-term goals is to be able to have a facility, in multiple areas. But, like you said, assigning great staff is key to be able
Right.
to make sure that the vision is the same as what we're doing with Wellness Cube and to be able to have, people that we can trust. Because if we're not there, it's a little bit harder to be able to manage a business unless we have dedicated people to be able to have the same goal, same heart, and same vision as we do.
Correct.
Another issues I was interested to see that you deal with is diabetes. In the African American community, 60% more likely than non-Hispanic white adults, to get diabetes. How do you help people with those illnesses?
Well, we do good management. Main thing is management and prevention. So here at Wellness Cube, we like wellness and prevention. We want to prevent it before it gets so bad. I don't want to see a client get to the point where we have to amputate limbs, because at that point it's beyond my help that it's like a surgical center cutting off limbs. I don't want to get to that point. If I can treat people and help them before they get to the point of having to cut their limbs off or cut off the circulation or whatever, that's my goal. So it's about education. Educating patients on what they need to do to get their diet under control or whatever it is. It could be just some genetics, promoting this thing. So that's what our goal is, to help keep them out of the hospital. That's my passion there, because I've been in emergency for about 15 years, and the passion is to keep people out of the emergency room. So they won't come to the hospital for things that aren't emergencies. So if they're educated, they know better.
Do you guys accept all insurance, or do you work with people who don't have insurance? How does that work?
So we have insurances in progress. It's not full play right now. We're still working on that part. Right now, we're just doing the preventative things at this time.
That's awesome. What's next for you guys? The new year is about to start. This year is ended. What are you guys looking forward to in the future?
So looking at the comprehensive portion, I'm looking at hair loss restoration. So I think that's very important, because me as well, I'm also a cosmetologist. I'm licensed, and hair is important to a lot of people, male and female. So that's another preventative, comprehensive thing that I would like to help people with. If they know about why they're losing their hair or how they can probably prevent it, let me do that. So we're going to be launching something in January for hair loss restoration, men and women. So we'll do, of course, a wonderful consultation to see what could be the causes, checking their medications, allergies, and things that could be contributing to their hair loss, because it could even be stress or just alopecia, which is several different types. So we'll do a very good assessment and then figure out what we can do. I have products in here that will help to restore the hair, and we plan on using laser treatment as well.
Wow, that's something I might need to look into myself. Hair loss, male pattern hair loss is
Yes.
is that usually due to diet? Or even
Well, it's usually due to a hormone called DHT that incarcerates the follicle of the hair. So it can start at ages 24 to 40, and this is where the men start to lose their hair. But there's a way that we can kind of stop that from happening by giving a multifaceted treatment, whether it be certain vitamins, some topical lotions, and then also the laser treatment. So I'm excited about it. We're going to be launching that soon. I can't wait. And I have people I've seen, I'm like, I have to catch you before it gets too bad, because sometimes it can go to the point of no return. So it's like your your scalp develops a scar tissue where it's no more follicles, and we won't be able to restore that. But as long as we have a healthy follicle, we can bring that hair back. So I'm excited to launch that coming up next. It's so exciting. And I have a couple team members already ready to join me on this journey too. So we should be having a lot of good customers coming in for that.
Why do you feel like, that you guys are the first Black woman owned comprehensive care? Like, why wasn't this done before? Like, people didn't realize that this was a needed service.
I think it's just a different niche. I mean, looking at the bedside of how, doctors work, going to doctor's offices myself, I said there's something has to be a change. To me, it's the quality of care that we're going to provide for patients. When you come in here, it's a different type of environment. It's peaceful. It's, you just feel a sense of just relief. And that is exactly what we plan to do when patients come in here or clients come in. You feel the love when you come here. You feel like you can let down your hair. It's just the ambiance of this place, and I guess it's just divine, is of how it was built, the colors, everything it's all therapeutic, and that's exactly what we're here to do, so that people can cope with their issues and then renew themselves and return to wellness.
Definitely. Where can people follow you guys on social media?
We're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Okay.
I'm on LinkedIn as well.
Oh yes, LinkedIn as well. I'm sorry, it's probably more. We have so many more coming through, oh shucks, YouTube. We're on YouTube, so we have more. We have a lot more. So we're growing every day. So I kind of forget some of the things that we have in place, but I'm excited. So, but yes, we have those outlets that people can reach us on.
You can follow us at Wellness Cube Health.
There you go, the internet. Correct. Yes, we have a website. So yes.
Tamika G. Anthony and
Yes.
Keisha Battle Houston of Wellness Cube LLC. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
You.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Have a great one.
You too.